Hi there, and thank you so much for taking your time to actually watch my video. If you're new to my channel, my name's Colin. I actually do videos on different topics. Primarily, I do videos on how to make money from home, obviously an extra income. I also do videos about personal development because I'm big on trying to improve myself and obviously trying to help others. And I also do videos on my mental health because I have struggled over the years with my OCD. I suffer from OCD, and I talk openly about those videos as well. Now, back to what this video's about. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I actually do primarily my main source of income. I do removals. I've got my own little removal business, but I also do lead generation for companies in my local area. I basically earn money from obviously generating leads. Now, this video is going to be of major help to you. If you've got a business, and B, if you're thinking about starting a business and obviously worrying about where you're going to get your obviously work from. You know, getting work costs money. You know, most people work a 9 to 5 job. It's because they obviously they like the certainty of obviously earning ready money. So obviously that's not to be sneezed at. But if you're looking at obviously a self-employment route and you want to start working for yourself like I do now, I'm not beholden to no one. I like to do my own thing, if you like, yeah. Now, this video is going to be aimed at really helping you if you're it might be that you're a plumber, plasterer, bricklayer. It might be that you're thinking about starting a service industry, cleaning or anything. Yeah, I'm going to give you some ideas that are really going to help you to find work in your local area. Now, I say local area because as far as I'm concerned, that's important. The price of diesel now, you don't want to be travelling miles and miles to actually go to work. That's the first thing. Yeah, years ago I used to work up London. You know, it took me an hour and a quarter just to get to work, hour and a quarter to get home. Well, that's not me no more. I work locally. I find employment locally. Yeah. Now, I'm going to cover some things that I do. I've mentioned in other videos. I've got my own little I've actually got my own loot and van. I provide a man and van service in my local area. And I also, as a way of earning money, get leads for businesses in my local area. Yeah. But if we talk about you now, and obviously you're thinking about getting a business and you're thinking about how you're going to obviously get work. Well, I'm going to talk about what I do. Yeah. I actually daily do things that help different businesses that I'm involved with. Yeah, and this is what you need to be doing. Now, if we talk about if we talk about my business, I offer a man and van service in my local area. And the way I get leads, I use numerous ways, and that's what this video is about. The first thing I done when I started my man and van service in my local area was I created a website. Now, at the time, I'm up front, it wasn't a particularly great website, but it was a website which had obviously an IP address that you could go to obviously find me. Yeah, so that was the first thing I done. The second thing, and which I think is brilliant and which you need to be doing if you want to get work, especially locally, is go to Google Maps and create a free listing. Yeah, I can't remember how many jobs I've had when I've actually asked people when they've phoned me, can I ask you where have you got my number from? The amount of times they've said Google Maps, it's crazy. Yeah, and this is free advertising. Yes, you can pay. You can go on Google Maps and pay for additional like clicks so your website is seen more. But initially, if you've not got a lot of money and you can't do that, or you're obviously skeptical about doing that, just create a free listing. Yeah, yell.com. Go onto your computer and search where you can create free listings for your business, yeah, because you can't get better than free, yeah. So yeah, Google Maps, that's a must, because not only will you get work from Google Maps, you'll be getting local work, yeah. And it's like me now, I get up in the morning, I might have a job, and like if it's Google Maps, it's going to be in Clacton where I live. So at least I'm picking up from my home address and taking it somewhere else and coming back. Yeah, so that's great, Google Maps. The other thing to consider, on which I do wear, I do wear sometimes. I don't do it all the time. It's if obviously the shirts are clean, you know, in my house. Is branded clothing. Yeah, branded clothing. Why would you want to go out of the house if you're a plumber or a builder or a plasterer? Why would you go out of the house without wearing branded clothing? Unless you're going out somewhere nice for the day, you're going to a restaurant and you want to dress up. You know, I still do that occasionally, but if you're going to the supermarket, if you're going to work and you're out and about, make sure you are wearing branded clothing. Yeah, it's not got to be expensive. You can get branded clothing done for cheap on eBay. Yeah, you can get sweatshirts done £15, £18 on eBay. T-shirts probably for like £10, £12. Yeah, and you got to think that branded clothing is clothing is gonna bring you in money. Yeah, just a quick thing. Years ago, I used to work for a big window company, and they had branded clothing, and I can remember sitting in a Chinese restaurant waiting for my Chinese with my jacket on, and a woman asked me, because I had it on my clothing that I worked for this window company and everything. She said to me, I'm thinking about getting a conservatory. I took her name and number down, and that one lead earned me £90. The company that I was working for at the time were paying £90 for a conservatory lead. And that was off a jacket that they actually gave me. It actually had their company name on it. So, you know, you've got to be doing this. If you're serious about building your business, you know, if you're a plumber, a plasterer, and you're going shopping, why wouldn't you have it on the back of your shirt that you are, I don't know, ABC plumbing or plastering services? The amount of time people have actually stopped me when I'm wearing my, sometimes I go out and I have like man in a van and my number on it. The amount of times I've been out and people have said to me, have you got a card? And I've given them a card. And it might be a month, 2 months later, they've rung me because they're moving. All off a T-shirt. It's crazy. You know, if you've got people in your family who don't mind doing it, give them one of your T-shirts as well. Yeah, if you're advertising a website, yeah, mate, you know, mate, you've got to be doing this. You've got to, if you're serious about building your business, you've got to be doing that, yeah? Now, depending on what you're doing, I've actually done, if you've seen my other videos, you'll know that I am big on leaflets, yeah? I am big on, I'm just grab one now. I won't show my numbers because I don't want everyone ringing me up, yeah? But that's one of my cards, yeah? Man in a van service, yeah? Man in a van service. I go out, I've had days, in fact today I've got to do a job at, 12. It's going to take me about 3 hours. I've got quite an easy day today. But I know I will put out at least 100 of these cards today in my local area. Sometimes I'll stand outside my local supermarket and I'll hand out, I've done it some days where I've been there like literally 3 or 4 hours. I've driven there. I've done 2 hours in the supermarket because I can only stand there for 2 hours. And then I'll drive to another place. I might hand them out over like a DIY place. And then I'll go somewhere else. I'll drive a couple of miles away and I'll hand more out. And I've had £300-400 jobs off of a card. So why wouldn't you spend these cards? My mate Chris, he prints these cards for me. He charges me a penny. One side, it's only got one side, yeah. And I go out putting them cards out. I've had people ring me a year. I've had people say to me, oh, you gave me this card a long while ago. You stood outside I won't say the supermarket, I was stood outside this shop and you gave me a card. We had a chat. Right? So, yes, it takes time. Yes, it's going to cost you, you know, yeah, I mean, I get my mate, he does me a really good deal. But if you're paying like, you know, it's peanuts. You're spending very little to get back a big return, yeah? Yes, it costs a bit, it takes a bit of time, yeah? Now, I won't show my van, but I've actually got a, I'll just show you on my van quickly just quickly, that's my van, yeah? Now, I basically have got a sign on my van, yeah? I do sign writing. My actually machine went wrong, but my nephew, he kindly cut it out for me because he does them as well. And I sign wrote my van. Now, there's been days when I know I've not had a job on, right? I've not had a job on. I've driven my car to a car park near me that I know I can leave my vehicle there. And I've had people ringing me up. I was going to Romford one day on a train because I was getting work for a guy in Romford, like another side hustle that I do. And I drove my I drove my van, my big Luton van, and left it in a car park that I knew I could leave it there all day, right? Because there's no like time restrictions. I was travelling down to Romford on a train because it was easier to just to do that to get down there. And I had a guy ring me actually while I was on the train saying to me, oh, I need a removal, can you help me, yeah, would you be able to give me a price? And I always say, I said to him, can I ask you where I got my number from? And he actually said to me, he said, I'm stood looking at your van now. Because I actually said to him, because he was going to wait for me, but I said, mate, I said, I'm actually on a train at the moment. He can't, I didn't go into it while I was on the train or anything, but he said to me, he said, oh, yeah, just ring us when you get back. When I got home, I rang him. I think that was about a £300 job. It wasn't a mega job, 5-6 hours, me and my son. But it was off of me van. Now, if my van had been on my drive, I mean, people do see my van. I actually moved and bought a nicer house to actually be on a main road so people could actually see my van. That wasn't the only reason, but that was a big plus, yeah. But yeah, get your van sign written. Get your van sign written. If you haven't got a van, you're a paint and decorator or a plasterer, a plumber, and you haven't got a van yet, you're just getting started. No problem. Get a sign done. Get a sign done of the services that you create and put a magnetic sign on your car. Yeah? Local plumber. Local plumber. Look, you know, do you need your bathroom fitted, kitchen fitted, or whatever you do? Yeah, all the services that you provide. Put it on a magnetic sign. Put it on your door of your vehicle. Put it on the back of your vehicle. Yeah, if you've got someone close to you, it might be you've got a brother. See if he'll put one on his car as well for you, as long as you don't mind doing it. I don't know how you stand with insurance. You'd have to find out with insurance because if you've got signs on your car, I think you have to have different insurance. But you've got to start thinking outside. What this video is about really is thinking outside the box. If you ain't got no work or you're just starting and you're worried about it, you need to start implementing things that are actually going to bring you work. Years ago, my brother-in-law, he's a carpenter and joiner, and he was working on site and he was doing like getting first, second fix, and he was getting paid like so much to hang a door or however they get paid. And he wanted to start doing more of his own private work, his own local work. And I said to him, I said, well, look, I said, what are you doing to find work? He was, because I done him, like I mentioned in other videos, I do signs, and I actually done a sign for his van, but because he was a carpenter, he was worried about putting the sign on his van because of someone nicking his tools, and so he didn't actually do it. Ironically, someone stole his tools anyway, all his DeWalt drills and everything. But I said to him, well, what are you doing? Like, he said, well, what do I need to do? And anyway, he listened to me because he knew I had my own like little business and I was doing reasonably well. And I said to him, right, I said, the first thing you got to do, I said, go and get some cards printed. He went and got he got leaflets printed, I think because they were cheaper, but and because he was going to start putting them through doors, he got some leaflets printed, and all what he'd done, such and such carpentry services, fitted wardrobes, all the different fitted kitchens, all the different things that he could do. He was a really good carpenter and joiner, my brother-in-law. And he basically, I said to him, go out and put these out. I said, go out every day putting these, and he actually went out. He was doing jobs. I said to him, I said, when you finish your job, go out. I said, aim to do 100 a day. Go out. And he was, at the time, he had a young, obviously his son. He went out with his boy Mikey, and they went out putting these cards out. And I remember him ringing me up. He rang me up and went to me, no one's rung me yet, Cole. This was like 2 or 3 days. I said, how many you put out? Like, I think he put out about 1,000, 1,200 or whatever. I don't know the exact figures. So he went to me, what should I do now? I said, keep putting them out. I said, get a, I actually, what I want to mention, and for you as well, if you're thinking about copying some of these strategies, I said to him, get a map of your local area. You can buy a cheap map, 5, 6 quid. I said, put a pin where you live and start do a road and highlight that road, and then do another road and highlight that road. Just keep a record, because you don't want to be obviously leafleting the same road. And I said, just keep doing it. And it was ironic because he was a little bit worried. He hadn't had a phone call, and then all of a sudden he got a job. I remember him ringing me up, telling me, he said, oh, I've had a nice job come through. I said, what was it? And he got a £3,000 job, fitted wardrobes. Woman wanted fitted wardrobes in 2 of her bedrooms. So he never earned £3,000, but, and then from that, his business started taking off because he realised that what I was saying was right. You know, you hear people say about, oh, leaflets don't work. Yes, they do. That's why companies spend millions of pounds on having them delivered. That's why you got printers. Yeah, because they work. Yeah, they work. I don't so much put leaflets through doors, because obviously for me, I like to talk to people. I like to stand there and hand people out. I'll stand there with my shirt on, I'll hand leaflets out. People walk up to me, you got a card, mate? But I actually stand there holding the card out. Can I give you a card? I'm a man in a van. Can I give you a card, man in a van? Removals, deliveries, collections. I don't do waste. I only pick things up for people, drop things off. And people say, oh yeah, that's handy, that's handy, that's handy. Well, you've got to remember, if you're doing this, like I said, I'll go out some days. I've been out some days 4 or 5 hours just putting my cards out. And then you think, and then you get back and you think, well, yeah, no one's rung me yet. But it don't matter, because you get the phone call. You might get a phone call a week later, 2 weeks later. I've done jobs for people off a card where I've done 3 or 4. One guy, my mate Martin, I've moved him about 4 times. The guy, he ain't got a lot of money. He kind of goes from caravan to caravan, and then he'll get a little house, and then he'll have to move again. And I've moved that bloke 4 times. You know what I mean? I've moved his mum. I've moved his mum twice. That was all off of a card. So do you think it's worth putting a card out? Yes, it is. Yeah. The other thing that I do, and I'm going to come to the end of the video now, is I offer a referral fee commission. I say to people, if you know somebody who's moving, if you know somebody that needs, because I get windows leads and other leads for other companies, I say to people, if you know someone that's moving, if you know someone that needs windows, I'll pay you a referral fee, and I give it to them. If it's a referral for a removal, if someone rings me up, oh, my brother-in-law is moving, can you phone him? And I ring him, and that deal sells. Say it's a £300, £400 deal. I will make a point of going around that person's house and giving them 10%. I do it every day of the week. I love doing it because it's helping them and it's helping me. Yeah, they're helping me. They're helping themselves, but they're helping me. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. It's all about networking. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm going to end it now because we're coming up to 20 minutes, and I think that's the only amount of storage I've got on my phone at the moment. I've got a lot of pictures of my granddaughter, and I need to put some of them obviously on the, in memory on my computer. But yeah, this is not rocket science. Making money, getting work, it ain't rocket science, but it does take commitment and it does take time. If you're not willing to put these strategies into motion, then you're obviously not that bothered about your business, and obviously you need to be. If you're like me and you've got children, my kids are older now, but I still treat them like they're 5, do you know what I mean? I still want to help them. But yeah, please like this video, please subscribe, leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. I'm trying to build my channel. I'm trying to help people. Obviously, I'm trying to help myself as well, but I am trying to help people. I like the idea of helping people, you know, trying to inspire people. Please check out some of my other videos, especially on lead generation. I know a lot about leads. I've made 80, 90%, probably 80% of my income has been through getting work for other people. But now I get work for other people and I get work for myself. Yeah, because my boy's 21 now and he needed a job. We do removals together. So it was a way of me helping him and obviously him helping me as well. But yeah, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment, but please if you're self-employed, start putting some of these strategies into action. Get a pen and paper, write down what you're going to do. You need to write down what you're going to do and criticize yourself if you don't do it. Yeah, that's important. I'm going to do a video about that, about how to inspire yourself. You need to be using strategies to actually make yourself accountable for the business that you want to do. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much for taking the time. I really appreciate you if you've reached the end of my video. Obviously people click off and it can be quite frustrating, but yeah, thank you so much for actually watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye bye.